Well, what's up? Welcome to another video. I'm finishing up getting ready. I just have like my mascara and like blush to do, but I wanted to do just like a chatty Q&A with you and just catch up. I feel like a lot of times when I'm doing sit down videos or like vlogs, I don't always get the time to really catch up with you guys and share what's going on and answer any questions you have. You guys always have the most interesting questions. So we're gonna do that. I am currently at home alone, and this is the quietest it ever is in this household. It's always so bizarre. But me and Pinocchio, he's sitting there, we had an ultimate play session. It was super fun. But just to kind of start off, I'm going to eventually move away from getting ready. But so what's been going on in our lives? Things are kind of back to normal when it comes to routine after winter break. I was definitely craving that routine by about, once Christmas was over, that week after that, I was really wanting routine, and I could sense that even my kids were craving routine. And we did that little mini trip in there, which of course was even more outside of our routine. But anyway, so it feels good to be back. Miss Gigi was dying to go back to kindergarten. Like, she just loves it. And it makes me so happy to see her thriving in such a way. And, a couple years ago when I would think about her going to kindergarten, like there's obviously been emotions with, her going to school, big kid school, if you will, whatever you want to call it. And I don't know, there were a lot of emotions at the beginning of the school year, but she absolutely loves it, is thriving, has some close friends she loves seeing and hanging out with, and they all live close. So it's just been such a beautiful, beautiful thing. We've made some new acquaintances, some new friends through this as well, which is really cool. So, and of course, because it's a public school, that means it is any of the friends she's made, they all live close. Like, everyone lives basically in the same few neighborhoods. So it's just been really cool. Stuff that, again, like if you'd asked me a few years ago what it would look like, this is so much better. So yeah, that routine has been really nice. Getting into Felicity, she has, I've got a little bit of a runny nose still. I feel like with young kids, you end up sick the entire winter long. Like, it's just part of the process. Felicity has really entered the more difficult stage of toddlerhood, but I feel like when we have the routine, it's so much easier. She can predict what's happening, but when we are out of that routine, it was really challenging with her and just the way she is right in this very moment. But I know, and I remember with Genevieve, that it passes after a couple of months, give or take, and every kid is different. And she certainly has been different. She is spirited right now. That is for sure. But her vocabulary has just exploded. She will be 3 in April, which that alone, I was saying that to some girlfriends recently, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, how has it been 3 years? Like, what? Anywho, that was the Milani cream blush. Still so good. Still so good. Routine is good, and if that was one lesson we took away from spring break, it is that routine is so good for all 4 of us, and we all crave it. I think it's kind of human nature for most. How do you guys feel? Like, do you like having some kind of routine and structure in your day? Like, obviously it's fun to get out of that. Like, I also think that piece of it is necessary, because you do get to that point no matter what your day looks like, whether you work, whether you don't, whatever it is, like, where you need a break from that, because that does become mundane. So anyway, it's just the way it is, I guess. I'm going to throw something just kind of simple on my lips, trying to decide what. I think I might do that. If you didn't see, I did do like a complete makeup collection tour, kind of old school, but we go through everything I kept, how I organized it. If you are into that kind of content, I'll link it, because you should watch it next. It was so fun. And I definitely talked through like my top favorites, that kind of thing. All right, I need to eat something. Well, boy, am I glad that I put lip stuff on, since I'm just about to go eat. What was I thinking, you guys? I also, you better believe I'm about to make like eggs and avocado toast. I eat it, you guys. I'm not even kidding. I eat it at least 3 to 4 times a week, because it's easy. It fills me up. There's some good stuff in there, in the avocado, in the eggs. And I'm like, you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If I'm still liking it. But I know so many of you guys are, especially if you don't like eggs, you're probably like, Jessica, gross. But I did get a question about if I ever get the egg ick. Did I already answer this recently? I don't remember. Oh my gosh, I definitely got the egg ick during pregnancy. The second time around. Oh, that's right, I got English muffins that are in the fridge. What is the difference between the English muffins in the fridge and the one like that you buy in the store in the fridge and the ones that aren't, you know? I don't have avocado.
You already have avocados on your shopping list.
The attitude. I do have avocado mash that I get at Costco. Tyler and I are hoping to go to Costco later today with the girls. We've done it many times, but it is always a challenge. We've also gotten questions about our fancy toaster over here. It was a gift to me from Tyler 2 years ago. It is amazing. I'm the toaster queen, okay? I could eat toast every day too. I love it. It is definitely pricey, but I, as someone that uses the toaster an extreme amount, and I feel like with the kids too, you know, I'll make like mini bagels for them or whatever, peanut butter toast. I feel like I'm using it every single day at some point, and it's my baby. I love it so much. Is it over the top and unnecessary? Yes, it is. Here I thought that he wouldn't be out in the snow. You know, the snow has stuck around for quite a while now. This doggy loves it. The squirrels are out. He's like, I gotta go protect the house. Okay, Pinocchio, go see. Oh, there was a squirrel. I literally close that pantry door 100 times a day. Ooh, those eggs are very done. Whoopsie daisy. All right, slide it on, baby. Why am I doing it this way? I was trying to make it look cute for you guys, and you know, this is how you're getting it. Okay. Gracious. All right, let's eat. Well, she ain't pretty, but she's mine. Yum, 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 yum. All right, found myself a good spot to sit. So I know I'm gonna get questions because I would ask where this was from because this may be my new favorite shirt of all time. I'll link it below. It was from American Eagle. I actually got it at, I think, an outlet, but they sell it online and there's different colors. And it's perfect. It's pretty legging friendly too. You know, it goes a little bit lower, especially on the back. It's a good one. It's a good one. All right, so I was just taking a minute to kind of screenshot some questions you guys sent through. Gosh, there's so many. Which do I want to start with? Okay. All right. Well, let's kind of go on the theme of, you know, it is still, I still feel like it's the new year. I feel like the whole month of January to me feels like that, you know. Nikki asked, how do you stay disciplined, health, routine, etc.? I need tips. Girl, don't we all? I realized this year that for me to meet, let's say, a health goal, because I mean, we're all driven to health goals for a reason, whether for you that is like cooking more home cooked meals or eating more vegetables, or if it has to do with fitness or whatever. Maybe it has to do with like drinking more water or drinking less caffeine or drinking, you know, whatever. All of that relates to health because one of the most important things in our lives is our health. And anyone that has had any experience where their health is taken away from them in one way or another, you realize that is all that matters. I mean, beyond your family, but you know what I'm saying. And anyway, wow. How did I get there from there? I have realized for me personally, and this year it has worked so far, but we're still in the early stages, but I'm feeling really good about it. If I don't actually pencil in where and when I'm doing something to reach whatever the goal is, I won't do it. Especially if you have things vying for your attention, whether it's work, whether it's kids, spouse, whatever, being a homeowner, things will always vie for your attention. And so if you don't have something penciled in, you're not going to do it. Like, it's kind of the same if you're not setting yourself up for success like the night before. If your goal is to drink more water, fill that water bottle, baby. If you've got one of those giant jugs, fill it the night before so it's ready to go. So there's no excuse. If you're wanting to work out first thing in the morning, that's been my goal. Set your outfit out the night before. There's no excuse. Like, get yourself set up for success. It's stuff that I feel like I used to know when I was younger. Like, let's say in high school, I would always set my outfits out for the week. I have not done that in my adult life, like literally ever. I have never set my outfit out the night before, but it saves me so much time and decision fatigue. I set out the girls' outfits for the week in their little weekly organizer, but I don't ever do that for myself. And that would save me probably 10 minutes of like hemming and hawing about what I want to wear that day. You know what I mean? Anyway, I really do feel like being intentional with it and actually putting it in your schedule. So for me and Tyler, we're trying this thing where Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, he wakes up early and goes to the gym. That is where he gets his best workout. He has been rocking and rolling. He is looking so handsome. He's always been handsome, but I'm just so proud of him because he has had this goal and he has been sticking to it, you guys, for like a long time. And he's finally seeing the results of that. And I am so stinking proud of, I'm just proud of him. It takes, why is that going to make, everything makes me cry. I know a lot of you guys have been around a long time. I cry all the time. Anyway, we're doing this thing where like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, he's the one getting up early and doing that before the kids are even up. I get the kids up and kind of ready, and then he kind of meets us and we get one off on the school bus, and then we've got the other, etc. Then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm the one getting up earlier. I probably, like the gym, I do get good workouts, but I like working out at home. We have our little setup here. I've got my treadmill I love, and so I'm the earlier morning one then. But then I'm still working out Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, but it's just a little bit later in the morning. So anyway, that's what we've been trying. It's been working so far. So fingers crossed we can keep to it because I'm like, these are the kinds of things I want to be doing for the rest of my life. Like these are the kinds of goals I want to have so that I am doing something good for myself often. And it's a habit and not something that, well, I want to look this way or I want to weigh this or, oh, I want to. No, it can't be that anymore because I'm realizing as I get older, if it is not a habit, if it's not my way of life, I won't keep up with it. I have proven that to myself time and time again, over and over. And the reality is, I read something, and I wish I would have taken a screenshot of it, where it was like, if you aren't making a big change in your routine or your habits, then you're not going to see a big change. And that sounds so like, well, duh. But think about it. That's exactly it. I'm always making these little microscopic changes, and those can make a difference too. It's not to knock that. They can. But if you have been working towards some kind of goal for years and you feel like you're never getting anywhere and you're always setting the same thing, then at a certain point, you need to make a larger change in your routine or your habits and not just the little microscopic, well, do you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm always concerned that nothing I'm saying is ever making sense, but I think most of the time it does. I know it drives some of you guys crazy that I ask. You know what I mean? A lot. I think it's the teacher in me. I can't shake that because as a teacher, you're trying to make sure that the kids are understanding what you're saying. A. Molina asked, any advice for those debating having children? I answer this question almost every video, and I'm okay to answer this question in every video. 1, you never know if you can. You know, even the luxury of being able to have the debate on whether you want them or not is exactly that, a luxury, because many, many, many people struggle in having children, and so don't always assume that you even can. B, 2, what Tyler and I have kind of landed on is I will never look back when I'm old and gray, God willing, and regret having kids. You would never look back and regret having kids. I can't even imagine a scenario where if you had kids, you would regret it. Will things be hard in the moments? Of course they will. Anything worth doing is hard, period, point blank. But you'd never look back and regret it. But there's a chance that you would look back and regret not. Now, there's a whole lot in there we could go into. We're not going to right now, but and that scenario and that question doesn't work for everyone, but it's just something to think about. I don't, and always keep in mind, I'm super biased because I do have kids and I did make that decision. And so my viewpoint is going to be different than if you ask someone that decided not to have kids. Do you know what I mean? So take that for what it is. Take it with a grain of salt. Another question, how do you know you want a second kid? Feeling sad every day thinking about not. Well, you probably have your decision right there. If it makes you feel sad, now of course that's a discussion with, your significant other, but What else? Let's talk about something lighter. All right, listen, this made me laugh. It was a random meme. I'm no marriage counselor, but have you ever tried bringing your wife an iced coffee with your hat on backwards? I tell Tyler all the time, he looks so handsome with his hat on backwards. Yeah, if he approached me with that and an iced coffee in his hands, wow. Just wow. You better believe I sent that to him. All right, let's dive back into the questions. Lex asked, have you ever tried a CrossFit class? I coach CrossFit and think you'd like it. So no, I have not. I am totally down to try all of the things. So last year I tried barre. I tried pure barre. And the year before that, I tried hot yoga. I did hot yoga a lot more than I did the pure barre. I liked hot yoga more. But I think I've realized with barre, I don't think it's for me because it's so painful the entire time. And I can imagine that once your body's gotten more used to routine and the moves, that it obviously would get easier. But as someone that has tried a lot of different things, that was genuinely, my pain threshold is pretty high, and that was so painful the entire time. So the few times I did it, I was like, I think I like it. But looking back, I'm like, I don't think I like it. I would be dragging myself to that versus like, I don't have to drag myself to run or to do dance workouts or even to do yoga. So, but on my card this year to try is Pilates. So I was just talking to my best friend, and her and her husband both have been doing solid core. I don't think I have one of those near me, but I do have Club Pilates. I don't think terribly far. So that is on my like list of things to try this year. I'm always trying to try new things, keep myself on my toes. And I have a strong suspicion I will like it. I know a lot of people like Pilates, and I've obviously done like floor Pilates over the years, numerous times, like via video, but I want to try like it with the reformer. Makes me nervous, which means it's a good thing for me to try. Blending Beauty Making Waves asks, would you ever go thrifting? Do you ever go thrifting? Would be so fun to see you do a thrifting vlog for a day and haul. I love to thrift. I haven't done it in years. I mean, that's not true. I've done it randomly, but I don't like regularly do it, but I want to. So the last time I did it was, I guess I did it maybe 3 or 4 times last year. So I guess I have done it a decent amount, but I need to look into some more thrift shops nearby and just give them a whirl. It's so fun. I mean, it's a treasure hunt, right? And it's so exciting when you find something wonderful. Yeah, so let me know if you'd be interested in that. I would certainly be willing to share my experience going around thrifting and share what I found. Megan Howard asks, I have 2 girls, same age as yours. It's a lot. Yeah. How do you manage stress and daily chaos? Oh man, some days are just so hard here. I feel like I should get out of the sun a little bit more. Let me maybe turn. It is a lot. It's a lot. And I can only imagine those of you watching that have more than 2 kids, or if you have kids like closer in age and younger. Mine are, like I said, 2, almost 3, and 6. And I feel for you if you have multiples under like 4. I do not know how you do it. I think I always have to remind myself, and Tyler and I remind each other, that it's a phase, and we'll blink and it'll be over. Sometimes that helps us in the moment to remember, like, other times we'll just look at each other and laugh because it's so chaotic and stressful and crazy that you almost do have to laugh because it's so ridiculous. I mean, kids can be absolutely ridiculous. What they cry over, what they're throwing a tantrum about. And so I think that having kind of that healthy viewpoint where if you could zoom out of the scene and look at it, you would laugh. Then try to laugh in those moments. Sometimes they're not as funny because sometimes they really are so hard. I think there's no way around it but through it. And I feel like there's no good advice other than that. Like sometimes for me, when I'm feeling like I'm losing my patience or I'm losing it, if I can, I do take a few minutes, you know. If I can't, I say a quick prayer genuinely for patience or whatever it is that I need in that moment, because there are those times that are really genuinely so hard. And those of you that are staying home with kids all day long, like I have a couple days where I get to work. Like today, I don't have the kids. I can actually have a beat. But for those of you that don't get that time to take a beat for yourself, it's that much harder. So I feel for you. Oh my gosh, I feel for you, and it's so hard. But remembering that even in a month, the kids will be so different, let alone in a few months, in a year, and we will blink and we'll be in a totally different era of our lives. Oh, easy. Ken's Waldron asked, if you could change careers completely without risk or worry, what would you do? 100% I'd be a psychologist or a therapist, something in there. 100%. I would absolutely love it. Now, would I ever do it in the future? Maybe. It would take a lot more schooling, but it is like the one thing. I'm interested in many, many things, but it is the one thing that I find myself when I'm with friends. That's what I talk about. We try to figure out, like, why are they that way? Emma asked, do you guys ever use your hot tub? Just curious. I love using ours in the winter. Okay, yes, we do. Do you know how many people, when they come over and see we have a hot tub, ask that exact question? What is it about hot tubs? Because you don't like see a piano and say, you ever use it? Well, maybe you would with that. But yeah, the hot tub is like the hot topic about like, do you ever use it? And it all started with my dad, who always, when we first got it, he was like, well, you better use it, make it work. And we're like, we will, Dad, you know. And still, every time he comes over, he's like, how often use that thing? I'm like, I don't know, Dad, like a couple times a month. Anyway, no, we do use it. I mean, when there's like active snow out, we have,
but it's a little bit trickier. But there is something magical about a hot tub in the winter when it's really cold and you're warm in there. Woo! But yeah, I mean, spring, summer, and fall, yes. We use it weekly. We absolutely love it. Rainy asks, how do you store all your mugs? Okay, Jessica, turn off your sound so we're not hearing your screenshot every time. We actually have a little case, like, I think it's like the Billy book case from IKEA, and we got doors on it that they sell, and we have them all in there so it's not getting dusty. If we pull mugs, when we pull mugs from down there, we wash them. If you didn't know, our harmless addiction is collecting coffee mugs. But what we do is like every other month, we switch out which mugs we're using. So we only have upstairs in our cabinet, like 10 mugs at a time, maybe less, sometimes more. And so it's kind of fun because if we have like a Disney trip coming up we're excited about, we'll pull out a bunch of Disney mugs. If not, we've got ones from everywhere we've traveled. They bring us so much joy. And yeah, like I said, it's our harmless addiction and we absolutely love it. And so yeah, we have them stored in there. We do declutter them from time to time. Every once in a while, there'll be a mug that we've had a while that we're like, you know, it doesn't really, for whatever reason, like we don't use it or we don't really like it, we're never reaching for it. We do declutter from time to time, but generally we don't, and we love them and we keep them and we use them. And we have our Halloween ones we pull out during Halloween time and Christmas. But yeah, you definitely, when you collect that many mugs, you can't just have them all upstairs. So having them stored in our basement in like a little storage closet has worked really well. A Funk asked, will we ever get a basement tour? Guys, we meant to do that during Vlogmas. I am so sorry. It escaped our mind and then Vlogmas was over. And so yes, we will eventually do a basement tour. We're excited to show you. I mean, it's been done. We are living down, not literally, but you know what I mean? We are living life down there. The kids play down there all the time, like especially in the colder months. We are down there a lot and we absolutely love it. So one of those renovations that I'm so glad that we did, that was one that Tyler really had to convince me we would use, because I was like, will we? Like we used, our basement was completed enough prior, but we wanted to make it really useful and livable in the way that we would actually use it. And we did. And our neighbor who did it did an amazing job too. But anyway, we absolutely love it. So yes, we will eventually do a tour. I'm so sorry that we still have not. Jenna Monty asked, have you ever thought about dyeing your hair a crazy color or getting a tattoo? Never really about color in my hair, like a crazy color. It's not something I've ever been drawn to. Although I have thought about dyeing my hair like a nice reddish, because I have red naturally in my hair anyway. I'm Irish. I feel it in my bones, but I don't know that I ever would. But like a color other than that, like blue or purple, I've never really had that desire. But getting a tattoo, absolutely I would. It would be something small. It'd probably be something religious, or to do with like music or things that like at a soul level I love. But I don't know if I ever would. I probably would. I probably will. But like I said, it'd be something small, more inconspicuous, and really just for me. So yeah, I probably would. Chris Hansen asks, what is one of your favorite simple pleasures? Laying in a hammock, you guys. Literally, that is my favorite simple pleasure. Like, especially if there's a tree above you and you're just like looking up through the leaves. Like, that is heaven on earth to me. Why does that make me cry? I'm excited for warmer weather. Meg Hassett asked, do you still use the Slumber Pod now that you have toddlers? Yes, we do. So I had posted on my Instagram when we went on our little trip to Nashville that we were really struggling with Felicity and sleep and naps. And so many people were like, you should try the Slumber Pod. And I'm like, I should have just posted a picture of the Slumber Pod not working. No, the Slumber Pod I highly recommend if you travel a lot, or if you're needing to share bedrooms. It's amazing because it basically makes it super dark around the crib, but it's still safe. They've got like, you can buy, I think fans you can put in there. But anyway, we don't even need to zip it up all the way. But now that she's older, we really, with travel and being in the same like room, it's been such a struggle. It was a struggle. So I recommend it for like years 0 to 1.5, maybe even 2. But once you get above that, it just depends on your kid. I do think it helps. Once she was asleep, it was great because she slept longer in there for sure. But yeah, it was worth the investment and I'm glad we have it. And if we had another kid, we would continue to use it when we travel, etc. But yeah, now that she's older, it's just not as easy to use. It kind of freaks her out. And she's like, what is this? You know what I mean? C Kim Run. I'm sorry. It was right there. Said, no question, but I made 3 of y'all's recipes while snowed in this week. Thanks. That is so amazing. I love sharing recipes with you guys because one of my favorite things to do and one of the things that's just kind of necessary is cooking dinner. But I love trying new recipes from time to time, and it's more fun to share it with you guys, whether it was good or bad, versus just doing it on my own. So I love sharing that with you, and I'm so glad when things work out well for you guys. I'm glad when they work out well for me too. So that makes me so happy. I'm so glad. I'm curious what 3 you tried. There are a lot of questions, y'all. I wish I could answer all of them. Rhonda asked, are you season pass holders for Disney World? Not anymore. It is so expensive. We are not. We let it lapse. We have been annual pass holders for so many years, and Disney has gotten progressively more and more expensive. And obviously, my husband owns a Disney travel agency. We have a Disney podcast. We vlog our Disney trips for his channel. Like, Disney is a facet of our lives, and we will continue to go. But it doesn't mean that I'm not incredibly more and more upset with how much more expensive things have gotten. And it feels that every year they just like push and push just to see how much more money they can get out of people. And that really does genuinely bother me. So no, we didn't. We're doing a Disney cruise here soon. Not soon, but like in the first half of the year, which are also expensive, but at least you're not also having to buy tickets and you know what I mean? All those other expenses that come with the Disney World vacation. But we will go to Disney this year at some point, but we kind of have put a pause on it just because of the price tag. And we were like, we don't want to buy new annual passes at that rate. Like, if we're going to buy them, we need to know that we're going to get our money's worth that year, and we're not there right now. You know what I mean? So now that being said, I still love Disney and Disney World. And like I said, that's still obviously a part of our lives, but we're just taking, you know, some months off, and the annual pass is just so ridiculous. I don't know if we will buy it again. It might be one of those things that we are just smarter about how many tickets we get when we go, and having more hotel resort days, more Disney Springs days, things like that. Versus like when you have an annual pass, you're so laissez-faire about it because you're like, well, I've already bought the tickets. We could do just like, 3 hours at a park and then the rest of the day. But when you're actually paying for each day, it's different, Emily asked, why is it important to you to travel with your kids so little? It's not important to me to travel with my kids so little. It's important to me to travel. It is a part of our lives that is a priority for us because it is something we both love, and we have our kids and we want them with us. So we travel together. And you know what? I have to say they are, despite like obviously a 2-year-old is going to be a 2-year-old no matter where you are. And so a lot of times we'll just say, like on our little Nashville trip, we're like, well, she's either going to throw a 2-year-old tantrum at home or here. And here is more fun. So if we want to pull it off, like, it's okay that sometimes they are out of their routine. Like, we value routine, like I was talking about earlier, but it just kind of is part of it. And I think travel, especially as they do get older, is so valuable. I didn't grow up traveling, so travel was new to me as a young adult, and I absolutely love it. And I see the value in it in kids. Like, even as a teacher, kids that traveled from time to time to different destinations, I just feel I would notice more empathy in them. Like, it's a different worldview. Like, and I think that's true for anyone that travels, whether you're a kid or an adult. Anyway, my point is, travel is important to us. It is a priority. It's something we save for. We save credit card points. We use those for flights. We use those for hotel rooms. Kind of game the system where we can when it comes to like credit card points, for sure. So it's not that we're like dying to like take young kids out to travel. It's that we're traveling. And when we had kids, one of our kind of stipulations in our family was, our kids are coming along with us through life. You know what I mean? Yes, our lives revolve around them to a certain extent because they're our children and they're young and we love them, but it can't 100% of the time be about them, or else there's so much I could talk about, like psychology wise, but kids need to feel frustration, disappointment, challenges in their life. If everything is fed to them easily, they will not know how to get through those emotions as they get older. And that's been proven time and time again. Anyway, that kind of relates to travel, but now I'm just like steamrolling it down. All right. I don't know if that answered that question, but yeah, travel is important to us. So we bring them with us. And obviously we have done some trips, just us. And I do think that's kind of important too for our own relationship. And we are so blessed in that we have family around that love to take care of our kids and are able to. And usually it's not like one family member watching them the entire time. Usually it's like a couple nights at this Nana's house and then a couple nights at this Nana's house. You know what I mean? And they love it. It's like a little mini vacay for the kids too. I feel like there are so many things, and maybe we can end on this, that I used to be apologetic for about the way that Tyler and I choose to live our lives and the decisions we make for our family. And I've just realized in recent years, like, if you're watching my videos, I hope you're along for the ride. It's okay if you disagree with some of the ways we spend our money or what we choose to do with our kids or, you know, whatever. You know, there are people that are upset that we don't show our kids. And I find that fascinating. I'm like, there's always going to be something about anyone you're watching on the internet that people want to complain about. And I've grown to be okay with that. It's okay that I am not for everyone. I can't be for everyone. And I'm really trying to lean into, I'm just here living my life and filming it, and we're living our lives how we're living our lives. And you can either agree with it, not agree with it, have thoughts, not have thoughts. But I've realized I used to live so much of my life trying to, a people pleaser, right? Like we're all people pleasers, aren't we? In some way or another. And I just have to move on past that because I can't change the way I'm living my life to appease people on the internet that don't like that we travel with our kids or that don't like that I a couple days a week work. I don't know. Like there's always something. Okay. Anyway, my point is it feels really empowering to be past that. And I hope that's showing through in my videos. Anyway, it does. It feels really empowering to kind of feel like in charge again of my own life. And I'm sharing what we're doing and feel how you want to feel about it. But I no longer want to change things about what we're doing when I know they're not harming anyone. It's a decision we're making for ourselves. Does that make any sense? Okay. See, I said it again. Oh, it's a hard habit to break. Anyway. All right. Well, wow. I hope you enjoyed this little chatty vlog, Q&A, whatever you want to call this video. I certainly enjoyed chatting with you guys. It always feels good to take a moment together. And I know for me, I crave content like this more on the internet. And so if you know anyone, like if you watch people that do content like me, let me know. I want some new people to watch because all my favorite YouTubers, once I've watched all their new stuff, I'm like, crap, now what do I watch? So let me know if you've got any YouTubers you enjoy that maybe do similar-ish stuff to what I do. Put their names below, please. I could use some fresh faces on my feed. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed. Cheers if you're still drinking your coffee or tea, whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna go get some more work done and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.